So designer, if you're going to take a picture of something that you've made, maybe you have a circle sheet or a sketch and you need to take a shot, how do you do that? You're not allowed to have your camera in class most of the time unless you make specific arrangements with me about that. If you Command spacebar, that's the keyboard shortcut, or you can go up to the corner and choose the magnifying glass. I've taken it off of my screen because I don't use that. I use the command shortcut all the time. Either way, it will bring up this spotlight search. And you can type in photo booth, which will bring up an application that allows you to take pictures or videos on your desktop or your laptop. When you're doing that, there are some things I really want you to pay attention to, because it's all too easy to take a quick shot here and have it be a really bad one that doesn't really help show me what your work looks like, or maybe shows it in a very bad way. So number one, when you take your shot, please don't do this. It makes the shot a whole lot about your face, the background, and not so much about the key information, which is what you did. Instead, come up and fill the screen with your shot. So maybe there's a little bit around the edges like this, but not much. And notice how the edges of this don't line up quite. Part of that is the tilt of the paper. It may be that one hand is closer than the other if you're having a hard time getting the edges lined up. So think about that. Line your shot up so that it fills up the frame. And that way I get a nice big shot of what you worked on, and not so much about the background, which doesn't really matter to me when you're taking these pictures. Make sure that it's in focus. When you click the button, you have 1, 2, 3. You have a long pause where you can hold still and make sure that what you're holding is in focus for the shot. Your camera will autofocus on it if it's holding still. If it's moving fast, if you're excited, if you're distracted by somebody else in the class, and you move while it's trying to focus, that makes it very potentially a blurry shot. Now, let's head over to the side. We're going to take a look at something else here, lighting, but I need to walk over away from this spot because my lighting is consistent with the overheads, and the window behind me doesn't make a huge difference here, but it does in a lot of the rest of the class. So let's walk over. Okay, designer, let's take our sheet and move over here for just a minute and let's see what we're talking about. When you're looking at lighting of your shot, be aware of what's behind you and where the light is in your space. Right now, you can see my shoulder is very highlighted. My face is rather dark because all of this light the camera is trying to adjust to, and so it can't really affect and choose me. Notice if I turn the other way, how much more I am in the picture and how much easier it is to see me. So when you have a very bright background, it's much more difficult to see the figure in your picture, and correspondingly, it's much more difficult to see something that you've taken a picture of. Even when you zoom close, it kind of messes things up. You know? So be aware of the light that's in your space. Okay, let's head back to the computer. Last thing I want you to check, please, when you take the picture, double check. Look at your picture and see if it turned out well. Is what you took the picture of well lit so that I can easily read it? Is it in focus? Did you fill the frame? Let's make sure that I can always see the wonderful work that you're doing.